In terms of the Utah Jazz side, I think Utah made a great deal. I talked about this when Rudy Gobert got traded, and somebody commented on the video, maybe it was on the live stream, I can't remember. They were getting mad at me because I said that the Jazz were tanking and that they would be looking to trade Donovan Mitchell. And he was like, "You idiot. Why would they ever be doing that? It makes no sense." Because it doesn't make sense to try and rebuild a team when you've already kind of don't partially blow up a team ever. Never do it. It doesn't work. What you need to do is you need to stay out of the bad zone. What's the bad zone? It's the zone where you're stuck in perpetuity of, oh, yeah, we made it to the playoffs and then we lost in the first round. I'm an OKC Thunder fan. I can say this happened with Russell Westbrook. It's happening with the Portland Trailblazers and Damian Lillard, right? It's just it's been happening to the Utah Jazz the last few years. You don't want to be that team because you're not getting draft selections to where you can really improve. You're not in a big market where people are like, oh, I want to go to Utah. Like if you're the Lakers, you can do it. Why? Because someone will go to the Lakers. Now, nobody wants to go to the Knicks anymore, but the Knicks, I guess, can kind of do it because some people really like New York. So the Utah Jazz, they're not in a situation where they can just bring in free agents. They need to draft these players, but they're not going to be able to get draft picks because they're drafting 18th or 20th. So it's very difficult for them to really try and build that team unless it's through the trade market or through the draft. And overall, it made more sense to me that they would trade Donovan Mitchell to try and okay. I think a lot of people say, oh, it's the Wembanyama sweepstakes. It's not the Wembanyama sweepstakes. Now, I think he's probably going to be the number one overall pick. I'm not trying to say he's not. But this is just hitting a reset. It doesn't matter what year it's done in. They're hitting a reset because they recognize that Rudy Gobert, Quinn Snyder, and Donovan Mitchell were not the right trio of head coach, star, and defensive anchor that they needed to potentially win a championship. So they bring in some young assets. I believe they got Walker Kessler from the Minnesota Timberwolves, who was, I want to say, was the 22nd overall pick, center out of Auburn. They get Ochai Agbaji, 14th overall pick out of Kansas, who I really liked. And then 7 first-round picks and I believe 2 more pick swaps. I think they got 9 total picks. It could have been 10, but I believe 9 total picks between Gobert and Mitchell. And then they also get Colin Sexton. And, Colin Sexton may have been a throw-in piece, but at the same time, it's hey, Colin Sexton, you get 3 years because he signed an extension. Can you do it? Can you improve? If you don't improve, it's fine. We're not trying to contend right now, so you don't have to improve. If you don't improve, we'll get rid of you. That doesn't matter to them. But if you can improve, all of a sudden they've got a point guard that they can build around. They've got enough draft capital to get themselves a good small forward or shooting guard. Maybe Ochai can end up becoming that small forward that they need. And then it's like, wow, look at that. And they're not going to be very good for the next couple of years, so they're going to be getting these top picks. People say it's tanking. It's not tanking, in my opinion. It's hitting a reset. Being smart about managing your franchise and saying, oh, wait a minute, we can't actually win. The best chance for us to win a championship is to hit reset, get some assets, and try and rebuild it quickly. It's what the Houston Rockets did. It's what the Oklahoma City Thunder did. It's now what the Utah Jazz are doing. Also, the San Antonio Spurs are doing it. And a lot of people are painting it as the Wembanyama sweepstakes, but it's not. It's the rebuilding sweepstakes. It's not about getting one player. It's about getting as many possible picks so that if you do miss, it's okay because you have other picks to make up for it. Because some teams rebuild and they have 1 first-round pick. Maybe they get the number 1 or 2 or number 3 overall pick, and they're like, yeah, we got him. But then guys like Anthony Bennett get selected. Busts happen no matter where you're picking. The more ammo you have, the more chance that you hit on something. Doesn't matter what type of weapon you have. The more shots, the more chances to score. The Utah Jazz are looking at the other teams that are hitting that reset button. Teams that they've been going up against in the playoffs. They said, you know what? With the way our roster is built right now, we're not beating these teams in the West. But in 5 years, if we hit on some picks, boom, we're right back there. I think this was a great trade for them. I think they got a really solid haul. I liked the assets. And I'm completely okay with teams hitting the reset button when it makes sense. And for the Utah Jazz, they were stuck in perpetuity of, yeah, we're in the playoffs, but we can't actually win it all. It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. You may sell more tickets in the season, but you're not trying to own an NBA franchise to sell tickets. You're trying to own an NBA franchise to win a championship. Let me know your guys' thoughts. What do you think about Donovan Mitchell leaving Utah? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you, everybody, for watching America's Finest Sports. I'll see all of you again next time.